Welcome to Season 2 of Strangers in the Alps, a slasher podcast, where each week we pick a movie and talk about it in a mostly unfiltered fireside ramble. My name is Dan.
I'm Travis.
I'm Sam.
I'm Frank, the sequel.
There you go.
What did you watch this week? Check in the back of your...
Crinkly VH.
my
Hollywood
crinkly-
video?
My gluten-free mint Oreo bag.
Dan, those
All
are
right.
crinkle cut fries.
They're good.
From Arby's. Trapped on an isolated farm.
I love crinkle fries from Arby's. Those are fantastic. Do you like them?
Why are we? He's trying to read
And
the back.
horsey sauce?
I rehearsed that for like 2 weeks.
Okay, start
All that
again.
work, God.
You did have a good start there, too.
Now I'm never going to get it.
Go ahead.
No, you're never gonna get
You
it.
ain't never going to get it.
You ain't never-
Okay.
I don't even know what that is.
It's a song.
Really?
Trapped on an... See, I lost it.
Trapped on an island.
Trapped on an isolated farm, Pearl must tend to her ailing father under the watch of her mother, lusting for the glamorous life she's seen in movies. Pearl's temptations and repressions collide.
And what's the name of the movie?
Pearl.
There you go.
The sequel... No, the
The
prequel...
prequel to
X. Budget $1 million.
Is it really?
And that blows my mind. We will get into that because I really want to talk about that. But the fact that that movie cost $1 million,
Let's just get into it now.
I find that...
well, they filmed that.
I might be a little early on it.
No, they filmed that alongside with X. It was a continuous thing. So
Yeah, it was a back-to-back shoot.
But they're completely different looking movies.
yeah.
So after watching the movie, I start reading about it, and the first thing I saw was that they had $1 million budget, and I went, "That is really impressive." That
Yeah,
movie
I
looked
mean,
so good. I mean, I loved. I'm getting early on the movie, but I loved the look of that movie. I thought the cinematography and art direction of that movie was so freaking cool.
I feel like that's one of Ty West's greatest strengths is like he really knows how to stretch the dollar. Like as far as it can go. I even thought X looked great. I thought too, what was the movie? The Innkeepers? That was cool. The only movie I think that like he disassociates himself from, and I mean you wouldn't even know he did it, was Cabin Fever 2. Spring Fever.
I didn't know
which
that.
I think he started, and then there was like conflict with the studio, so it has like an Alan Smithy to it. But I don't know. I think he's one of those, filmmakers that's knows.
Why am I thinking that the Cabin Fever is that movie David Letterman was in?
David Letterman was in a movie?
Yeah. What's his name?
John Candy or
no,
something?
what's that actor's name? Oh, it's considered to be one of the
That was
worst
pretty
comedies.
cool.
Yeah.
One of the worst comedies ever made. I'll find
Shopping
it later.
mall. Oh.
That's so season 1.
So
But-
yeah.
Initial thoughts?
High production
But
value in
X,
this film.
as much as X looked like it was made in the period it was shot in,
Did it give
like,
it to you?
It looked like it was.
Shut up.
I don't.
Sorry,
get it.
I'll
I
stop.
don't even get it.
It's a
And
rapper.
This movie looked like it was completely from the era it was set in. Like it was made outside of the subject matter.
Yeah.
The look of the movie looked, and I remember reading there's a lot of odes to like Wizard of Oz and,
I was gonna
and these
say.
other movies because that's really that look.
Vivid
that it had.
colors and all that
so
stuff. Yeah.
vivid. It was so cool.
Okay, should we do initial thoughts before we go in?
I guess so.
Go ahead.
Pre-thoughts.
Go ahead.
Oh yeah, I was actually looking forward to seeing it. I didn't know what it was about, outside of getting things from Travis like, oh, wait till you see Pearl. Oh, there's, you guys give me that without telling me anything. But I didn't read anything about it, so I didn't want to know. I figured because of things that were indicated by Pearl's character, old Pearl, in X, that we were going to find out kind of how we got here or how we ended up here, but that's not actually really what happened.
When we tell you like not to look it up, or like, oh, you're gonna love this movie, how does it make you feel? Does it like give
Well,
you a clue?
If you tell me I'm going to love this movie, then I'm like, okay, I'm interested. If you tell me things like, oh, well, wait till you see that movie. Oh, that's going to mess you up. Oh, wait, that. Then I'm like,
We did that with Battle Royale, and you loved it.
Oh, so that now he might like a Serbian film. Don't look that one up.
Yeah,
for
do not
reals.
look, yeah, that one. We're not
But-
covering it, but
He's going first one.
So I was looking forward to seeing it, and when I saw the runtime was an hour 37, I almost got up and did a victory dance. I was so excited.
Wait till next week.
What's next week, Dan?
So I was excited to see it. Go ahead.
So I remember Sam and I rewatched X in theaters, and we just happened to like be talking throughout the credits.
Yeah.
And then we were like, "What is this?"
Yeah.
A preview for Pearl, and
Wait, stop. Roll back. What?
yeah.
so Pearl was officially announced because at the end credits of X, they threw in like a teaser
it
for
was just
Pearl.
like it was Pearl going up to her alligator. That was it.
Okay.
I said, Pearl coming soon.
Yeah,
With the impaled duck?
no.
No, I think she was just there. Let me see if I can find it.
But
Keep
then they
talking.
showed like quick glimpses too, like quick
Did-
cuts.
did it? I forget.
Yeah, it showed quick cuts of what's to come, like her on the stage, and I would say I don't.
Well, you had to be excited to see
I
it.
was, but at the same time, I was like, because like I said with X, I was like, oh, I don't know. I think it was too soon for me to hear we were getting another one because I was like, oh, that was cool, but like, sometimes you hear about these movies of like, oh, it was done back to back, and it's like, oh, the first one was cool, but I didn't really like the second one. I was trying not to get too excited. I mean, I knew I was gonna see it no matter what, but I didn't really. I tried to have just a clean slate, like going into it, because I didn't really know. I was like, okay, so is this just gonna be like X now, but she's younger, and it's just gonna be her like killing a bunch of people? I didn't know, but I'll get into that later. Sam, you're up.
I'm sorry. I was
No,
thinking
it's
about what he
fine.
was saying.
Same. Well, I mean, he kind of said the first part. I think because I was so into, I loved X so much that when we saw the trailer right after, I was like, I'm into this. I really want to watch it. But also because I want to know more about Pearl, because of what she had gone through in X.
Yeah.
It was kind of like what made her get there. So I was intrigued in finding more about her. That was it.
Exactly.
Mm-hmm.
No, there's so many
Yes.
things I want to say, but they're just, we got to.
I was excited. I knew there was going to be a, like, sitting in the theater, I went on my phone right as the, credits started to roll. And the first thing that pops up is teaser trailer attached to the end of Pearl. So we're like, okay, we're not moving. Let's see what's going on. The trailer looked interesting. It's been described as like a twisted Wizard of Oz kind
Yeah.
of.
Exactly.
And I would agree.
Oh,
And I
yeah.
like that esthetic a lot.
Yeah, I remember Frank,
Lot.
your all caps text me, just stay till the end credits.
Yes.
I swear, in that early scene when she's in the barn and she's talking to her animals and the music, and she grabs her pitchfork and almost like starts to dance with it and the music starts to swell, I thought, oh, she's going to break into song right now. The movie more than once leads you to where
A musical.
you're going into some musical number. It doesn't do it. It takes a different turn, but
That would've
it's
been
just
cool.
really, I know. I was like, I'd have been okay if she'd have broken into song right then and then
Right.
impaled the duck.
What would it
That
been?
would've
What would it have been?
I don't
though?
need I wouldn't want a lot of songs, because then it'd
Yeah.
be like, that wouldn't work. But if you just, even if it was only like for 15 seconds, it could have been like,
It
that
wouldn't
would've
be
been.
somewhere over the rainbow. What would it be?
No,
somewhere
it'd have
over
to
the
be something,
what?
something
Somewhere
ori-
over the
Either
what?
something original or something from 1918 or something. I don't mean 18. You know what I mean? It would have to be something. I would prefer something original, but it was
It was an experience.
sets it up pretty fast, right?
Yeah.
We get this look of her. This look is like, it's so cool. It's so 1930s color, Technicolor musical film, and then the duck comes in and she impales it, takes it out, and feeds it to the alligator. And
What did she
and
call
then you
her?
go, oh, whoa, she's not right.
She was never right.
Was
There
that
was
the
something
first
not,
clue?
well, I know, but like, she's right. She was never right. But
She must have burnt ants with a magnifying glass when she was a kid.
did
I already forgot how it
I don't
started.
know where to jump in this
Yeah,
movie,
I don't
honestly.
either.
I feel like
I'm not even gonna try.
So well then let me ask this question. Why do you think Pearl is the way she is?
She's just crazy.
Right, but is it something she was just born that way? Because I think I'm going to jump in. I'm sorry. I don't think you can use the way the mother's treating her is. Because if you did that, we would all be serial killers. I mean, and there'd be so many freaking. If you say, oh well, because her mother's actions, although were not great, we know that she probably wasn't like that before the father ended up that way. So I'm wondering if she was just a little off from the beginning.
I think she was probably always a little off.
Yeah.
The way her mother talks to her, it's very much like she's not the way she is because her mom treats her that way. She treats her that way because she is the way she
Right.
is.
That's
and
what
it's
I was thinking.
implied, like, hey, people are going to notice if you go out there how weird you are.
Right. But she also has like attachment issues.
Yes.
So people keep isolating her. So she's like, why am I still here?
It's probably making it worse.
Right.
Yes.
And
Yeah,
it's all in the monologue, which we'll get to later. But
Yeah.
and that
Oh, yeah.
explains a lot.
Absolutely.
That's what I agree. It's like I feel like
I'm talking just now at this beginning part of the movie.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's like I agree. It's like she wasn't. Her parents and stuff and their surroundings didn't like make her the way she is, but it didn't like help
Yeah,
the way
it didn't help the case.
I think it just kind of made it worse. Like the situations of like, her mom is that way because of the dad, and I think it's everyone just kind of like everyone's kind of like taking it out on each other. And the fact that they're just so isolated now away from everyone, and all they see is each other, so they just kind of have these feelings and everything just constantly
Resentment.
constantly building. And, when things build, they're going to eventually pop. Something's going to happen.
Well, there was nothing subtle about the fact that it took place during the Spanish flu.
Yeah, and then the dad...
I mean, that was very on the nose, but I liked it.
The Spanish flu.
Yeah.
You like the flu?
Nothing like the old Spanish flu. I don't know if you know about the Spanish flu, but that was nasty. I think it only. I'm not sure how many Americans actually died from it, but worldwide, millions and millions of people died.
Well, I remember...
Like 50 million people died of it. It was crazy.
Yeah, I remember the second wave kind of came back too because everyone was like, oh, it's over. Then everyone's like, let's go outside. And then it just came around and wiped out.
Oddly enough, what got rid of it ultimately was masks.
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
Because they didn't have any vaccinations back then. It was just everybody just committing to wearing the mask.
Yeah.
So
I remember when COVID first started, there was a lot of parallels being drawn.
Yeah, for sure.
With that, yeah.
And also, I've heard that a lot of people, because a lot of the problems with the Spanish flu, or where it was really like decimating our population, was in major cities. So a lot of people would leave and just go move to small towns and small rural areas where you had less of. So anyway, enough about the Spanish flu. Who says we don't learn things on this show?
Spanish flu actually wasn't even... The Spanish flu actually originated in the U.S.
Yes, it did.
Yeah. It was misnamed.
Yes, it was.
And that's the end of our history lesson.
Thank you very much.
I'm gonna jump a little bit. I love the part when Pearl was praying before she was going to bed. It was very like whimsical and very cute in a way, because then she looks out and then there's like a shooting star and you're like, oh, something's gonna happen.
I agree. And do you think, though, that all of that sort of things like that and just sort of this sort of whimsical, almost musical feel to this movie was because we were basically just kind of seeing it in the world of Pearl's?
I think so.
Like, this is the way I see the world, even though I'm really very disturbed. But I want it to be.
She doesn't know that.
I want it to be like this. So this is how we are seeing it as well.
Do you think of it as selfish for her? Do you think what she's doing is selfish?
No.
Sorry, it's me.
I don't think so. I don't think she has any idea what she's doing.
True.
Right? I mean, she's...
Yeah. I mean, yeah.
She has definite wants and desires. She
I don't think
definitely
her-
has things she
Strong.
wants. Strong.
Yeah.
Strong
Very
wants and
strong.
desires for sure.
I don't think her wants are selfish in and of themselves. I just think the way she goes about them
Yes,
is
there you go. Yeah.
a little concerning.
She knows where
little
she
bit.
wants to end up. It's sort of the
How
journey
to
of
get there,
getting
yeah.
there that's not
Yeah.
very well
Not-
planned
Yeah,
out.
not the ending
Technically,
others
yeah.
to get to.
Well,
Now,
yeah.
let me ask you. Oh, good.
No, I'm saying because I think she thinks, hey, I'm gonna get there,
No matter what.
but she doesn't think, well, how are you gonna get there? She's just like, oh yeah, I'm gonna be a big star. I'm gonna do this. It's like, well, what are you gonna? She
Right.
just think everything's gonna happen.
It's
and I think
definitely-
it's that like disappointment that she faces.
Well, I agree. Also, I think that the casting in this movie, outside of she was great, but I mean, just everybody. The guy, the projectionist,
Oh,
he was like a freaking like a movie star.
You know, he's
Kinda
the
looked
new
like Clark
Superman,
Gable.
right?
Oh no, is he?
yes, he is.
Oh, he is currently Superman.
He's going to be the new Superman.
yeah, I can totally see that.
Yeah.
But he has this almost like this such a matinee idol look to him from the 1930s. That mustache and that
The
wavy
voice,
The
too.
stare and the
suspenders,
voice
yeah.
and the look. It was great, and he was actually, you know, for the most part, because when I first thought, oh, he's going to take advantage of her, and then he's going to get his. He was actually okay.
Yeah. A little bohemian, but okay.
A little bohemian, but I don't think he deserved the pitchfork in the chest.
No.
I'm
But-
not sure
oh,
anybody deserved what they got except maybe Mom. Sort of.
You're not the first person that's told me that.
And I'm not sure even Mom deserved it. Well,
Mom-
nobody deserves to get.
Mom deserved it.
The biggest thing that didn't deserve was that really nice dinner.
The dad
That-
didn't
that-
deserve it.
Oh yeah.
Anyway.
I was gonna
Sorry,
say, the
continue.
big crime in the movie was that really nice, good-looking dinner that was just sat on the porch.
Oh, the pig.
The pig, and it just
Oh.
sits there the whole movie.
Yeah, that was crazy.
I was like,
So-
oh, look kind of good. And
You see, it's a
but that's
metaphor
it's a
for her
whole
mental
pig.
state.
Do you think a whole cooked
Just keeps
pig with
getting
the head and
rotten.
ears and nose still on it looks good?
That's
I'm just gonna eat around
You're
it.
right.
No, I know, but if I presented a roasted pig that is a complete whole pig
Well,
and said, "Here's a knife and fork, start carving," you'd be okay with that?
According
Because
to
I was very turned
Dan,
off by that.
okay.
Wait,
According to
sorry,
you-
by
oh.
what? Just a pig?
Just the look
Would
of
you
it.
eat
Like,
it?
I need meat to not look like it ever belonged on an animal.
I mean,
just
I'm.
put your napkin.
That's just me.
Just put your
it's-
napkin
yeah,
over
I
the
mean,
head.
I feel like I'm fine with that because Asian culture, like we eat like fish. It has like fish head attached to it.
you just
Right.
eat around it.
I,
Just
So,
eat
I
yeah.
around
thought
I
you
mean,
were
I've
going to
done
say
that. I've
just because
eaten-
Asian.
Asian.
I thought you were just
Period.
going to leave it there.
I've
Yeah.
eaten that way too with fish.
Right.
But I don't need like
We've
a
done
full chicken with
we've-
the head and the
we've
beak
done
going.
it with like we've
No.
done it with ducks and like
Yeah, I know. I've seen that.
So I'm okay. If
It's-
if it's going the other way, I'm not looking at it.
I-
I'm fine.
Yeah, as long as
I
I don't
go
see
back
his
to what
face.
Yeah.
Carl Reiner once said. I don't want to eat anything that's looking back at me.
Yeah.
So
That's why I don't eat goldfish. They're the snack that smells back.
Oh, I thought you meant out of a bowl of water
No,
living goldfish.
but,
Because that give you a bunch of other
No,
reasons why you
Dan,
shouldn't eat
but
goldfish.
according to you, I have to eat that pig because I buy too many movies, so I can't afford to buy food for anyone. So if I don't take that, I'm not eating for the week. According to you, I have to make.
He's the way he's bridging that is
He's backtracking for those
Yeah.
listening.
For those
I
of you-
once
So,
made fun
okay.
of Travis because of all of his steel books and his posters and his
Vinyls.
4Ks and his vinyl that he was. I said to him, "Someday your children will say, 'Why don't we have any food, Daddy?'" And you said, "Well, because I have all these 4Ks here.
So as you can see,
Enjoy this vinyl for breakfast."
we have some great stories. So just if you're now listening, this is your first episode. Go back to season 1. There's some great anecdotes we tell. There's some great all of us getting to know each other. Some
I've known
some
you
great
well enough.
some great humor. Some great film. And
Why don't we keep doing that?
going back to season 1.
Why
no.
don't we-
Why don't we just go forward and keep doing humor and
Can
having
someone
fun?
explain who gave them the pig? And what is their
It
relation?
was it her cousin?
Yeah, I think it was her cousin.
Sister-in-law.
Sister-in-law.
Guys.
So that's her husband's sister? Yeah, husband's sister?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh,
Her
see, I didn't-
mother-in-law and sister-in-law. Yeah.
I was loose on
I
making
always
that
get
connection. I knew she
confused.
was related
Right,
in
and
some
they
way.
were from a more richer family.
Yes.
Yeah.
And she was great casting too.
And she also wants to the daughter wants to be like a star.
I'm
Sort
a
of.
star. Sorry.
And she tells Pearl about this audition coming up for this little church tour. Where they're looking for dancers to do
Sounds
this.
sinful.
It does.
So Pearl
It's kind
says,
of
here
odd.
Is what sinful?
Because there were a lot of churches back then where dancing was a sin,
Oh, really?
and that's the truth.
even if you showed your
Any
rank.
kind of dancing?
Yeah.
Even
There's
wow.
actually a specific town where dancing is outlawed.
okay, Dirty Dancing.
Even
Even
I
showing your
mean specifically,
Yeah.
Like couples dancing and stuff, because
Oh,
that was
'cause it's, like,
considered
close together?
too close together. Yeah.
Then even showing
too
that ankle,
sexual.
it's like whoa, whoa, whoa,
too
whoa.
sexual?
That
You're,
was
you're showing
that was
your
a big
ankle there.
thing,
Whoa.
right? The ankles.
Yeah.
It's not modest.
Elvis is wearing jeans.
Anyway,
Sorry. If for all you
No,
know,
it's
if
fine.
this is your
It's
first,
relevant.
if this is your first episode in our season
how
two,
is
go.
every episode.
Stop with the
I-
first episode thing.
He's marketing. It's fine. Just do it less.
Market.
Yeah, one more market. Go.
Hi.
Yeah. How did you guys feel about the whole "I'm a star" aspect? To me, it came off as we were
Where
talking
are we
about
jumping
earlier.
to?
We're just in
That's
general,
Pearl
the
in
whole
general.
thing. Like, to me, it definitely, Pearl's character came off less malicious and more naive and
Yeah.
Very
fucked
childish.
up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Very like she's grown, but mentally she hasn't reached that age yet.
She's a little bit. Yeah. I don't.
No, I know, no.
Yeah. You know.
But I think that goes back to us saying how like she wants to get there, she doesn't know how.
And she doesn't know how to,
Yeah.
disappoint me. She doesn't know. Go on, Sam. Sorry.
No. Go. What were you gonna say?
No, it's just like I said, it's just, how all your life sometimes you say like, hey, this is what I'm going to do. Then when like life doesn't like turn out, it's like, oh wait, no. Cause I mean like she got married. So she's like, oh, I'm going to get married. I'm
get
going to
out of
get
town.
out of
Yeah.
here. I'm going to be a star. I'm going to get
To
out
get
of
outta
here.
here,
So I
right.
think she does see, she sees things she sees everything as like an escape
Right.
from her life, and it's
Yeah.
like, okay, well, she had her husband, went off to war,
Right.
now she's here, she has to take care of her dad, can't leave, she wants to be a star, so
Can't
there's
leave,
a chance to leave, and it's just
I think with every failed attempt she gets more desperate and
yeah,
desperate.
exactly.
So then her desire to leave or her way of getting there gets more
And
Out of
I
control.
and I think
it's all
Desperate.
building up
Yeah.
to the audition.
yeah, and I even think that's too, like, she likes going to the theater, watching the dance movies, and watching, because like I said, going to the theater, it's escaping her reality,
Right.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Which she does.
Hold
Yeah.
on. We did not
Yes.
talk about the scarecrow.
Yeah, I have a note on that.
Please go ahead.
First of all,
start it.
Have you guys ever been in
On a
like the
scarecrow?
Midwest?
I don't want to know, Dan.
Have you ever been in the Midwest in the farmlands? And
No. Or,
No.
Okay. So as soon as she got off her bike and walked into the cornfields, I actually wrote it down. Don't you know you never walk into cornfields?
How so?
I'm
Why?
not kidding.
You get
do
lost,
not, you
right?
get lost. Cornfields are like really weird, scary places.
That's where they have
'Cause
mazes.
You go deeper into it, unless you really know which direction you were walking in, it gets very weird. I've had some very bizarre experiences just walking.
Do tell.
One time when the kids were little, most of Joni's relatives live out in Kansas in the farms because they were all farmers, and we were staying. They put Joni and I and Nathan and Molly into a older trailer that was outside the house, but right at the edge of the cornfield. And so at night, they were all getting ready for bed, and I walked out and just sort of stepped out, and I was like standing next to the cornfield, and it freaked me out.
Yeah.
It freaked me out so much that I actually sat up in a chair, like one of those lazy boy chairs, and just basically stared all night.
Just to make sure.
I was sure that something
Did you see the crop circles later?
I was gonna say it
Something
felt like signs.
Yeah, it
terrible
felt
was
like
gonna happen.
signs. Yeah.
Children of the corn.
Exactly. That's what I thought of. Children of the corn.
Yeah.
So, anyway, that's a sidebar. But yeah, going into the cornfield, getting to the middle of that cornfield, and finding that scarecrow.
I think that's like the first sign of her just not mentally good.
I think it's a remarkable scene because you see that whole sequence where she goes up and just starts making out with the scarecrow, and then scarecrow's laying on the ground. She gets down and
I was waiting for the
Starts
scarecrow to
dry
come to
humping it.
life.
Yeah.
That's what I was waiting for too.
Right?
well,
the eyes
for that
just
one
open.
second you see the projectionist face,
It is
Yeah.
Wizard of
Yeah.
Oz.
and then you kind of go right, and then you kind of go, oh,
Yeah.
And then, yeah, I thought the same thing. I thought it was going to go there and then, like, go more to there.
Would the characters represent anybody in the Wizard of Oz? If you think about it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The Scarecrow's there.
Nice touch, Frank.
Yeah.
The Tin Man
Wicked
is the
Witch is there.
Who would be the Wicked
It's
Witch?
probably the mom.
Mom.
Yeah.
Her head.
the projectionist car is the Tin Man.
Stop.
Yeah, I would.
I think the projection is more like the wizard.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
he sort of has this sort of,
Je ne sais quoi.
yeah. Well, also, she goes, you know, he's the one that's showing her the movies and showing her
That's true.
her,
The world.
the world, her way out.
I might
You're
be
right.
way off too, but is her like sister-in-law, the daughter? Would that be like the other witch, like the good
Witch?
witch?
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Actually.
Yeah.
Who would be the lion? Pearl?
Pearl. No, I'm just kidding.
She's
No.
courageous and killing people.
Cowardly Lion would
The
be
dad.
maybe the husband.
He's at war, sir.
Yeah. I know.
What
Yeah,
a
this is a
we'll
really
get to that end
fucked
soon
up.
enough.
This is a fucked up retelling of the Wizard of Oz. Okay.
Yeah.
That's true.
Really effed up.
You're right,
It's
you're
like
right.
what was the Return to Oz? Was that the movie?
Oh, that movie was messed
Oh,
up.
Pearl would be Dorothy. Right.
Yeah.
Yes, of
Duh.
course.
Pearlthy.
All I'm
In
saying
this
is that
twisted version, yes.
Pearlthy.
scarecrows are scoundrels. She was married. He should have known.
It's the Scarecrow's fault. You're right.
Yes.
You're right.
Yeah, that was a wild scene. Her humping the scarecrow.
I would say that.
It was in the trailer, so I was expecting it.
It was.
It was.
Well,
she
it was implied.
It was
but-
implied, so you knew something was going to happen with the Scarecrow.
Yeah. I also expected it to like
Expected.
Come to life.
Nyah.
Like come to life and
Yeah.
be
Come to
more of a-
life.
Yeah,
I'm
not
kind of
not
glad
really,
it didn't
but
though, because
like
just watching her just have her way with a pile of hay
You know what?
was
It's been a
just kind
while.
of in
Okay, her
itself
husband's at war.
was kind of just so
disturbing.
So,
Disturbing.
and
Dan,
it looked
what-
very like fleshy and gross.
What you're saying?
yeah. It wasn't erotic
No.
at all.
You know what would
I
have been
hope not.
funny if it had come if it had
If it had come.
come alive, but it was just like kind of pretending not to be. It was like
No, it was like
Squinting its eyes.
It was like the clown, like the clown in Scary Movie 2. She like grabs. You ain't going nowhere. no. So then, what you're saying is they had a roll in the hay.
She had a roll in the hay.
just pretend you're asleep. Pretend you can't see anything. You're not alive. You're not alive.
and we've just made it weirder.
You did. You made it weird.
No.
You're weird.
What's what's weirder than the Scarecrow is her taking baths in front of her dad.
Oh.
That was freaking weird.
That
Yeah.
was so weird, and I wondered where that was going, and I was hoping
I was hoping
I
it
was
would-
hoping
yep.
it was not going to go where I
Any
was
further?
thinking.
It didn't, so
No.
No.
thank
But you know
goodness.
what? It served its purpose at being unnerving and kind of
Yeah.
weird.
Just
Yeah.
the
Which a
fact
lot
that
of
it put in our head that something could be going on there
But
was
it also
enough for
shows-
me.
This is
Right,
not
it
a
also-
normal family.
it also shows that Pearl is unstable.
Yeah. And also not good on the social cues or the
No.
really anything.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
I mean, was
No.
the mom a bad person? I mean, she was old school. She was obviously disappointed and really
Tough love.
hateful
Oh.
of her life. I'm saying of her
Oh, yeah,
life.
you hear her crying
and
at
a lot
night.
and a lot of tough love, sure.
She
Which
was
is also from
bitter.
the old country. I believe she was German. I'm
Yeah,
guessing.
Yes.
very German.
She was bitter, and that bitterness kind of like,
Yeah.
Well, it's very
was fed off of.
It doesn't work well when your daughter needs like validation or just pure love and not tough love. So
Well,
that's why they don't get along.
And that's what I think too. I think it's like just the mom like taking out all her. Like I said, like I mean, there's that line where the mom says like, "Oh, I wanted a husband, not like a son." So I think that's what it is too. It's just the mom.
No, I'm a wife, not a mother.
I'm a wife. I wanted to be a wife, not a mother. What did I
Yeah.
say?
I wanted a husband, not a son.
Yeah, same thing. No, I'm just kidding.
It's actually not, but
I
that's
know.
okay.
I'm just kidding. No, I think it's like I said, it's like just her, like taking out all. I mean, she's
Yeah.
not trying to, but it's like her just taking.
They're both right and wrong in their own ways.
It's the
they're
way.
not
It's the
understanding
way
each
they're
other.
handling it. you
Yeah.
know?
Yeah.
And it's like you're upset, so it's like she's just taking it all out on her daughter, and then her daughter takes it out on other people. And
So
She sure did.
who was her first victim besides the duck?
Was it
The mom, right?
It was
Okay, the alligator is still not explained.
Oh wait, no,
I'm sorry. The alligator is still not explained. Where
do you
does
mean?
this take place?
somewhere.
Texas.
In
It
Texas?
looks like it takes place in some farmland somewhere. Is it Texas?
I'm gonna
It's
say Texas
Texas.
because of X.
They said it in
X.
X.
So
in
where
X.
are
It's the
same
alligators
farm.
in Texas?
I've never been
in
there.
Ponds. I know I'm being super picky, and
I
by
think
the
you're
way,
just
I
being too
love the
picky.
alligator, and I love the way it's used. It dropped in my head an X, and it came even more.
You're
in
being
my,
too picky.
Yeah,
I guess.
let it go.
I guess.
I don't know. I don't really.
I like the
I
alligator.
don't want to be picky because I like the alligator.
Right,
It
you just wanna know
It crosses my
its
mind because I
origin.
lived in Texas and I've never seen an alligator in Texas. Not to say they wouldn't be down towards the coast and down.
Dan,
They
this
don't
is
have Everglades
Yeah.
in
this
Texas.
is a movie.
Okay. Why didn't she break into song?
You're a star,
Dan, just sit back. Dan, just sit back
I'm
and
gonna
enjoy the
retract
movie.
everything I said because I actually.
No, I mean,
I actually
it's-
dug the
Yeah.
alligator.
Wait, did she kill anybody before her audition? No, right?
Yeah.
Yes,
mom
actually,
and
the
dad.
mong and dad.
And pretty brutally, I might add.
So
Wait, wasn't the mom still
first?
kind of alive though?
Well,
She was pushed into
mom
the basement.
Is well, she was dead by the time she went back down
am
there. But
very-
you could tell she had tried to crawl up the stairs.
I'm very badly burned. Can someone help me?
What did she do?
Austin
How did she
Powers.
kill? Oh, she smothered the dad,
Yes.
Okay, so let's go with the mom first. They're having dinner,
Uh huh.
and
and
then
it doesn't go well.
it does not go well like usual
That
because
was an intense dinner.
With the corn?
I really wanted the corn. Anyway,
I
After
never
eating
want
it,
to
I
have corn
wanted-
again
Ah,
after
okay,
that.
fine.
I will
scene.
tell you, after now this past like 2 weeks, Sam, there are two things I don't want to eat. I don't want to eat corn, and I don't want to eat dumplings because of Old Boy.
Well, I don't want to see
Shut
Old
up.
Boy that makes me not want to eat dumplings. I like
And,
dumplings.
but I
Yeah, you
actually,
shouldn't watch Old
had
Boy.
dumplings on Tuesday, though. I was like,
Hang on.
I don't know.
Let's sidebar for a second. First of all, where did you have dumplings?
at a restaurant.
But what kind of dumpling did you have? That's like such a old school thing. Where did you go?
Well, I think I had.
are you looking at me?
I was just like, no, I was thinking, no, I had them as like an appetizer, like a.
Define dumpling.
Well, I had them.
did you have like a soup dumpling?
No, it
did
wasn't.
You have
It wasn't like a soup dumpling. It's like when you go to.
gyoza?
Yeah, it's like gyoza, more like gyoza. Like when you go to like a
Fried.
Thai restaurant, it's like fried dumplings.
Oh, you had like for Asian food
Yeah.
dumpling.
yeah.
Yeah. What
No,
were you?
Not
well,
like
no,
the soup
like
dumplings.
in the Midwest, a dumpling
Oh.
can either be like a doughy thing that's
Gotcha.
like
No, he
gravy,
meant
And they put 'em
or
in
you get like
soup.
an apple dumpling, which is like a crust with an apple stuffed
Gotcha,
in it.
he meant
Those
Asian.
are dumplings.
No, see,
Asian.
and that's why I got thrown off too with fried dumplings for the first time. Because like Dan with you, I was at a restaurant with dumplings, and I was thinking, I remember sometimes my mom, she would make soup and she'd put dumplings in it.
Right.
So that's what I thought I was getting, which they're both very good.
Anyway, coming back.
What
Dinner.
movie is this? Pearl. Yeah,
Pearl.
go ahead.
Pearl.
Pear.
Pearl.
So then Pearl told her mom that she's going to this audition no matter what. The mom was like, "This is not the future for you. I don't agree." And then it got
She
physical.
throws her mom into a flaming oven.
Push comes to shove. The mom lit on fire.
As you do.
And
And
she
then-
lit on fire fast.
She-
Let me
she
tell you.
lit up.
She
She was very
flaming
oily.
fast.
She was very greasy.
That was not like
oily.
a, oh, wow, the back of my
Yeah.
apron is on fire. I should blow it out.
And then
You-
to
it's-
make matters worse, Pearl got a pot full of boiling hot water with corn in it to
Yeah.
put
out the fire.
right, which then burned her mother even more.
And then figured, I'm going to grab her ankles and drag her down the stairs.
Yeah.
Dun, dun,
Dan?
dun, dun, dun.
Every
Dan.
single step.
Did
Not-
not miss a step.
Not everything could be Mrs. Doubtfire when people catch on fire.
Your favorite movie.
Yeah, that's Dan's favorite movie. Go back to season 1, and you will hear a story.
Mrs. Doubtfire.
Hello.
Ooh, it's okay. So she drags mom down the stairs, and then she
Dunk,
decides,
dunk, dunk, dunk.
the dump. And then she decides,
Owie, 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 owie.
please eat them and take them. And then she decides, well, for good measure, I might as well kill dad.
But not yet. Audition
close.
first.
No, she kills him.
Kills dad. Kills mom, kills dad, goes
Oh,
to
no.
audition.
She
Kills
leaves
mom,
him.
goes to see the projectionist, did the bitty baddies, came back, killed dad. Right.
Yeah, and then the dad was just sitting
And then
there.
killed
Well,
the projectionist.
Well, we're jumping a lot here because
Wait, no. No, she kills the projectionist.
that's actually not true.
before She goes to the audition.
Yeah,
so what
'cause-
happens is the dinner happens, and then she
What
goes
dinner?
off to
Whoa, slow down, Jackson.
The dinner with
the dinner
with the corn.
yes, with the corn.
Yeah, that happens. But
So then
So mom died or kills
Then-
mom.
no, so she wakes up next day. Mom's in the root cellar. Dad's still alive. She goes to see the projectionist, and then they go back to
She sees the
her.
projectionist at night.
Yeah, and they
But she
come,
kills him during the day.
Yeah, they
in the
come
car.
back to
Right,
her
that's what I'm
house.
saying. Yeah.
Yeah, they come back to her house.
Right.
And they're
Oh, right. Kills the projectionist.
she-
right.
no.
she introduces the projectionist to her dad.
Yeah.
And then they go to her room and they start getting frisky. And that's when he's like, "Did you hear that? Because it's the
Right,
mom."
right.
She's like, "It's just the dog. Let
Yeah.
me go show you this
In the
barn."
cellar. Right.
There we go. We're back in the
Yeah.
barn.
So they're in the barn.
He sees the platter with the maggot pig.
Still didn't get. Though it's not a sign. Still went in.
What would you do, Dan, if you were
What
out?
is the moment where the? Oh, sorry. Good. What?
If any of you went out, like if you went to someone's house with their stuff and you saw like a maggot
I
pig
would
out
leave.
front,
I would
you?
leave.
Yeah.
I
If
would
I did-
leave.
I think I left my toaster on.
Right, like, if I-
Immediately, I would leave.
If I didn't know that person well, I would be like, no.
Even if I did know them well, I'd be like, maybe I don't know them.
No, if it
well,
was
if it
you,
was
I
you,
would
I'd
have
go,
asked.
"Why do you have a maggot pig in front of
Yeah,
your
you would
door?"
expect it from me. You'd be like, oh, that's
What are
Travis.
you saying about yourself?
I don't know.
Why are you being so low on yourself?
So wait a minute. What then? Remind me of the moment in the barn where he realizes I'm
That's
outta
right.
here.
That's coming up.
Because she was telling him all about her animals, and he's like, "Oh, well, where's your dog?"
Oh, the dog.
And she's like, "What dog?"
Yeah.
She's like, "The dog in your cellar." She's like, "Oh, right."
Oh, you mean my mom that I killed?
Yeah, and then he was like, "I think I gotta go. The movie's starting."
I love the way he backed out. It was like comedy.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm gonna be going now.
It's just like a
gotta
musical
leave.
cue.
Later.
Yeah.
Like the
He
piano,
was
like
very,
the horn
very
playing.
slowly backing
Yeah.
up. No, you're good. It's all great. I'll see you soon. When will you see me? I don't know.
That's when she spirals. But I love how they did that because he could have easily just booked it, and that would have made the kill whatever. But the fact
Well,
that
we have that kill coming.
yeah, but the fact that he let her down slowly, and she still persists, it's scary.
But the fact that he
Yeah.
got into his car and then sat there,
Yeah.
and I love that
waiting
shot.
to get pitchforked. Not that's what he was
Right.
doing, but
That
I was
shot-
like, what, dude, why haven't you started your car? Why aren't you driving away?
That shot was great because it was like a one long shot thing because
It
it
was a-
follows to his car, and then it pans, which you think you'd see Pearl, but then you don't. So like, oh shit, where's Pearl? Right next to him. Yeah.
So if I'm the guy, I back up, turn, get in my car, look around everywhere while I'm starting the car. Like, are you following me? Because I think you're nuts.
No, Dan, I would start up the car, be driving, and then looking around.
But then it's easy for me to say because I'm watching the movie. But I don't think in his mind he's
Oh,
thinking
yeah,
you're
no.
killing people. He's just thinking, oh, you're just crazy.
I gotta go.
So I'm just gonna leave.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
like that girl I dated in college. You're just crazy.
Someone leave.
So I'm just gonna leave.
What did she
but
do?
I don't think she's actually going to kill me.
What did she do with the? Oh no, the body
Well, Dan,
disposed the
that's
body
why
And she
Dan-
after.
said to me, "You drove me into therapy," and I said, "Well, that's probably a good thing."
Dan,
you
and that's why you have the scars right here. That's why you have the scars on your back from the pitchfork.
Yes. Well,
I
no,
thought that
from
was
her
from
nails.
your Siamese
Oh.
twin.
Hubba hubba.
Okay, so then she
Hi,
didn't.
Joni.
She didn't dispose the body yet. She goes in, and then that's when she kills the dad.
So again, help me out. Why does she kill Dad? Stop looking at me.
'Cause
You
that's-
know what I did.
she said
I
that
needed
was-
that line.
She
What
said.
are you looking at?
She said.
And he's just
Trying to answer
no,
your
see,
freaking question.
Then the dad
Well,
is
wouldn't
just,
you have loved
the
that
dad-
moment? What are you looking at?
Dan. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. The dad just, I was just saying, the dad's
tongue's
just
hanging
sitting
out of his
there.
mouth.
There's corn coming out of his mouth.
I gotta say though, that was a hell of an acting job that guy did. Unless they actually pulled some guy who had a stroke into the movie and
Oh.
said, "Hey, you're our guy." That was good acting.
Mitch
He did
McConnell.
great, yeah. Stop.
Oh, shit.
I set him up, man. I just handed it right over to him.
I saw Joni turn around and look and like,
But I just found out there's
That's
such
your guy,
there's
Mitch.
there's such a thing as like a silent seizure. It's,
No,
no, but there's
he
such.
had Spanish flu.
wait, who
no,
are we talking
I'm
about?
Mitch.
No, I meant Mitch McConnell. He had
Oh,
Spanish flu.
okay.
Oh, he's had several though.
Yeah, that's
This
crazy.
most recent one, but
Just
then there
there.
was the one a few weeks ago where he just like started like not making sense.
Oh, like he was talking and just
Right?
didn't.
Wasn't that right,
I
Johnny?
didn't
Didn't
pay
he have
attention.
one where he was like he was like at a press conference?
Yeah, but it wasn't. He just stopped talking.
That's the most recent one.
Okay, it's the same thing.
Oh,
so
same thing. He had fallen a few months ago. Why are we giving Mitch McConnell so much of our airtime?
You are. I stopped.
He needs to come
You
on
kept
our show.
going.
No.
Doggone
No. You kept going. I was done.
Imagine.
I'd rather not.
I was done after I
He
said
might
his
have
Okay,
a very
name.
strong
okay.
opinion about Pearl.
where were we? Oh,
Why does she kill Dad?
because he was the last thing that's stopping her from leaving.
Going.
Yeah.
And she thinks it's the dad's fault.
But she actually felt bad for killing her dad. So at least she had some.
Her reasoning
She
was
should have gotten all made up and
taking
addressed
care
him.
of him would be a burden.
There you go.
It would. Her obligation to take care of him is what's stopping her. So she kills him to get rid of the obligation because that's the logical thing to do.
so she
Yeah.
can just do whatever
I like
she
my
wants.
idea.
No.
She's like, she looks over and says, "What are you looking
Dan,
at?
according
I
to
know what you're thinking. You're ashamed of me, aren't you?
Dan,
Stop looking," and stabs his eyes out and then kills him.
wow.
according to Pearl,
You're watching too much.
We've had him watch.
Dan,
You guys
Who
have
with
done this
you?
to me.
Then-
You did this to me.
We're done.
You're
We're
a
done.
star.
Dan, according to Pearl, she was just freeing up her schedule.
It's on the to-do list.
Yeah.
Must kill
See.
Dad.
Crossed it off.
Let's see. Feed the pigs.
Drag
kill
Mom
dad.
down to the cellar.
Kill dad.
Pitchfork the guy I just had sex with, and kill Dad.
And then in the bottom of the list, get TiVo.
Now, I think at this point, it's safe to say that Pearl, not only is she off her rocker, but I think it's safe to say she thinks she's done with the killing. I think she feels now, I'm going to the audition, I'm going to book the job, and in layman terms, I'm going to be hired,
Yeah, 'cause
and life is going to be
So
great.
do you think-
I got rid of everything that was in my way and holding me back?
it's
all
crazy that
good.
she thinks that because every obstacle is done, she will get it. Like that's her thing.
Is it like more like, oh, the ends are gonna justify the means?
Yeah. It did
Like
not.
in a very extreme way.
Non-justifying kind of way.
Yeah,
Yeah.
or like to justify, like, hey, I'm struggling. Every actor has like, the story about how when they became a star, some's more crazier than others. Me, I just had a couple things in the way. I had a couple, things I had to get rid of, a couple people to take care of. Now I'm a star. I don't
couple
gotta think about
obstacles,
that.
couple things I had to clear up.
So then the audition.
I don't know what was in this water, but I'm like jacked
Yeah,
up.
you normally don't drink
I
cold
will
water.
tell you, I
That's
loved
tequila.
the audition sequence.
I was
From the
gonna ask
time
you.
she got there till the time it was over.
If you were a judge, all of you guys, would you guys have said yes?
I thought she was fine. I mean, I didn't see anyone else, but I thought she was okay, fine.
What about you?
I knew she wasn't going to get it
Yeah.
because
like, a
then
part of
what
you-
the hell's the story about?
Right, but no, if you
But
were.
watching her, I was very taken by her audition. Yes.
What about you,
Yes.
Frank?
I mean, but it was also kind of creepy, right?
It was
But was it
creepy.
because it was shot that
But
way,
no,
or it just
I
felt
felt-
kind of.
Frank, what would you do? Would you hire her?
Well, if you knew she'd
I'm
kill
kind of-
everybody,
I'm
you
kind
No,
probably
you don't
hire
know
her.
that you killed.
She gives off very desperate vibes, but
Yeah.
there's something endearing about it.
Yes.
So I'm actually kind of glad they didn't show anybody else.
Yeah.
That way we could buy into, she
Just
just
her.
wasn't good enough.
Oh.
I
Yeah.
really like
No.
the fact that we didn't see anybody
Yeah, and
else.
I
that we
like
just
that-
saw her audition.
Because she was passionate about what we don't know.
But I feel
But
like.
it's scary.
But she's passionate about something.
I don't know. I felt like for me, when she was doing it, you could see how happy she was.
Yeah, she was
Yeah.
in her.
Like,
I
it
think-
wasn't fake. It was genuine that she was smiling.
and
yeah.
then probably in her mind, like what she was saying was way different.
Yeah.
Than I think that's the thing is she just
True.
lives in this very altered state of reality.
Yeah.
But that was her whole world thing. Like I
Yeah.
was talking about, like that first scene in the barn when she grabs the pitchfork and she starts dancing with it and the music's swelling. Just watch it again. You think she's got to break into song, right? Oh, there's a duck. No, I'll just kill a duck and throw it in or a goose and throw it in the lake. So, yeah. Yes, she's very passionate and
Her crying was very.
not talentless. Go ahead.
Her crying was very.
Heart-wrenching.
No. it was
Killed
scary.
Sam. That killed Sam.
Which
When
scene?
she was crying on the side of the
The church.
church,
right
and then her
afterwards,
sister-in-law came
when
by.
she was just
It reminded me of like
She was
Midsommar, when
she was-
Florence Pugh was like wailing.
Oh, yes.
I was
Yeah.
like, she was wailing and blubbering.
I liked it.
Yeah. Also, bonus points for having that little, mention about, like when she goes up, it's X marks the spot.
Yeah.
I thought
Yeah.
that was cute. Just in case you guys don't know, it's a prequel to X.
Oh, okay.
I didn't know that.
I did not know that.
I did like that
I
they
just
didn't
thought it was
rely
from
on
Mark.
What?
that. I like that they didn't rely on that either.
Absolutely.
It feels like its own completely different
In
movie.
watching her audition, I was pondering, should we just do all of it that way now? Like actors go in, you do your reading, and they go right then?
No.
So
No, you're just not. No,
They're
you're not what
tired,
we're looking for.
yeah.
And you just walk out knowing that you totally failed your audition. Mm-hmm. Is that?
Would you have preferred that?
No.
No, really?
No.
I feel like it would be nice to just know.
I think it's
I don't have to
nice
sit
that
around and
you
wait.
get to feel like everybody's just being nice to each
So-
other.
Gotcha.
Dan,
I mean, I, if you want to give me a critique, great.
Mm-hmm.
But just to go,
No.
no,
we'll let you know.
no.
Gotcha. Okay.
She was too
Besides-
German.
Most of the time, you walk out knowing anyway.
Dan,
You go, "I'm not
so
gonna
what
put
would
that
you
job."
do if on Monday you go to your acting school and they're like, "Oh, we have a new student. New student is named Pearl. 8 years old."
I very quietly back up through the door, get
I
in
left
my
my
car,
toaster on.
and I leave.
No, you would go in your car. You would look around.
Yes. Oh no, I'm not going to sit there and wait for Pearl to show up.
I thought she was going to kill the judges or whoever they were.
I thought so
At the
too,
very-
but I'm
at the
glad she
end.
did.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, same.
Yeah.
Because I don't think she was like necessarily like taking revenge
No,
on
but
anyone.
I mean, she was also like upset. And what happened with the projectionist when he left? She was upset. She
That's the
killed
thing.
him.
She doesn't know how to handle the disappointment.
She
Yeah.
doesn't have coping.
Yeah, she doesn't have coping.
So her sister-in-law comes, comforts her. They go back to her place. They sit down in her.
The kitty's on the counter.
That's the new name of our podcast.
Kitty's on the counter.
Kitty on the counter.
They go. They sit in her kitchen. I can't remember where they sit.
Yes,
Yeah.
And
at her dining
then
table.
They see the pig.
Pearl goes into a
A monologue.
really
It's a great
interesting monologue. Yes.
It's a great setup because something was clearly bothering her. So I think the sister-in-law's name is Mitzi.
Mitzi, yeah.
Like, talk to me like I'm Howard, the husband,
Yeah.
just so that you can practice. And then she went in.
Her first line is, "I fucking hate you."
Yeah.
And I love the cuts to Mitzi, like, oh,
Oh, yeah.
you're saying all that.
There's
Oh,
like
what
two,
did I do?
and then it
I left my
stays
toaster.
on.
I left my toaster on.
There's two cuts, and then they don't show you her reaction when she gets into the really dark stuff.
I thought that was great that they didn't
Yeah.
cut back, and they
Yeah.
because that's just you lose the effect when you see the other person. We
Agreed.
already they established it enough that you know what she's doing on that side. Yeah, that was quite a speech. That
And
was
you're ki-
quite a monologue, I should
And you're
say,
kind of
not
also
speech.
anticipating how Mitzi's reacting by not cutting to her.
Oh, I agree.
So like, that's how I'm feeling, but how are you feeling? You're in that room with her.
You think she's having the same reaction you're having.
And you
Yeah.
know, at the end of that monologue, it's time for Mitzi to go.
Mitzi
Yeah.
is Nancy.
But
Yeah.
you also know
The more
She
she,
died.
says,
She did.
Mitzi ain't gonna make
Yeah.
it.
That was yeah. You know how in X when what's the girl's name?
Which one?
The main girl. When she was swimming and then you see the alligator coming towards
yeah,
her.
yeah.
Oh yeah.
It's that same like dreadful feeling when Mitzi's leaving and she's like kind of looking back.
Yeah.
Like, girl.
So, I don't.
Suspense.
I don't know how this ranks in the slasher world of monologues, but I would have to think it's pretty high in terms of
I have a
performance and writing.
I loved it.
Absolutely.
I have a
I thought it was
confession.
great. It was very theatrical, and and I don't mean that she overdid anything, but I remember a good friend of mine who's a screenwriter and would say, "We don't do long monologues in movies. We save those for theater." Because you always want to show. But I have to say, when you do one and you can really just land it right and it's in the right place and right time, that was.
Right, because what was being said explained a hell of a lot.
And
Yeah.
was necessary.
Yeah, and you can't really, I mean, you can show however much you want to, but you can't really know what they're thinking unless they tell you. And that monologue really helped you figure out what her state of mind was.
Yeah.
Confession though, I hated it when I first watched it.
I remember talking to you about
Yeah,
this.
you went out and you were like, oh, that monologue, because I kept seeing you look around in the theater, and I was
was
like,
so
I was like,
bored.
and I was like, I think that's like my favorite scene of the movie.
Yeah, everybody, that was their favorite. You like that scene a lot
It-
too.
loved it.
I'm telling you, it's
thought it
that
was great.
It's that movie and Planes, Trains, and Automobiles.
Okay.
The two best monologues.
The Steve
all
Martin
time.
monologue you don't like?
No. He's saying for
he's-
him.
oh,
For
you
him.
don't
For
like
him.
it.
top two
I've never seen
monologues.
it, but no,
Oh,
I was so bored.
You should just watch that monologue. You don't need to see the movie.
I'll watch it. Fine.
It's
The
great.
only monologue I really, really loved is from Call Me by Your Name, but that's for a different day. Anyway, I was so bored of it. And the person I talked to, I'm like, I can't stand the freaking monologue. But rewatching it again, I'm like, oh wait, I understand her a lot better, so I liked it. That's
yeah,
it.
I think it's really important. I also think, considering it's a prequel, I think it's also really important
Mm-hmm.
because we're not watching the movie this to X. We're watching X to this.
Yeah.
So I think it also explains a lot of things that I don't know that I had questions, but it made me feel like I felt way more complete in terms
After
of
the
her,
monologue?
of her character.
Oh,
yeah,
yeah.
I felt like it felt very complete to
Right.
me. Like, okay,
Like, you don't side with her, but you get
Oh,
it.
no.
Yeah.
no, but at least you're going, okay,
I see it now.
you're really explaining your craziness
Mm-hmm.
really well right now. And so, with such passion and
Yeah.
tears and remorse,
She's a great
it was
actress,
just so
yeah.
good.
She was
She did such a good job.
She was always like the side character for so long that she finally started doing like
Now,
main lead.
Is she? Where's she from?
England?
I was gonna say all those actors. They were all shot in New Zealand, right?
I believe so.
I think
yeah.
this was,
So
yeah.
are any of those actors American? Are they all doing accents? American
For
accents.
Super-
Pearl, I don't know.
Superman
I know-
is from New Zealand.
No, I think he's right.
I don't know.
No, I think they're still.
So Mitzi, very calmly, she should have taken a note from the projectionist. You don't go slowly out of here. You need to get out of here very quick. But it didn't matter.
That quick shot of her coming out the door reminded me of Texas Chainsaw,
yes.
Yeah.
which I loved. But yeah, when she ran out, or when you see Pearl come out and then grab the axe, you're like, oh.
Now she's Pearl.
Everyone in my theater was like nervously laughing when that happened.
I think so
I think
too
I
for
left my
us too,
toaster
right? Right for us too in the
Yeah.
theater.
Well, especially because coming right after that monologue.
Yeah,
I was just like, I know she's gonna trip. That's the only way out here.
That's how
she's
it
gonna
works,
trip.
yeah.
She's got those heels on. She's not gonna be able to run. Take those heels off. And you should have been quietly taking them off and putting on your track shoes while she was doing the monologue.
She can afford them.
but she got.
Did you
the-
almost?
It was the most brutal out of her in the projection.
Did you almost think she was gonna like slip on the pig on her way out?
That would been too quick.
Oh no! And then she chopped up Mitzi and fed her to.
Theta. I think that's the name of the alligator. Theta.
Hey, Theta.
Because it's after an actress, I think.
That's news to me.
That'd be Thelma. No, I don't know.
How
I
about
don't know.
Louise?
Yeah, because that
Thelma
was.
Todd is who I was thinking of, but you'd have no idea who
And
that
I
is.
then
was
what
thinking of
else?
Todd Thelma, but
Oh, that's her brother. So then she's. Now, I have a question backing up.
Sure.
When the projectionist is driving out to the farm and they go by that soldier, do you think that's her husband
No.
No.
No, that was her.
walking home?
I think that was her guilty conscience thinking
Yeah.
it was her husband.
I think it was the
Because she
scarecrow.
was
Oh,
thinking.
okay.
It
Well,
was
'cause-
a soldier,
Because
but
for
it
a
wasn't.
second I thought, well, husband's coming home.
well, I think that's what she was fearing now because it's like, oh, she was like, she had an
Cheated,
affair.
yeah.
She had so it was her guilt coming out. It's like, oh,
Very
now,
interesting.
yeah.
He just mansplained to you what I told you.
Yeah, he did. He just did the exact same thing. So now it's time to dress up mom and dad.
For dinner.
Get
Dinner time.
the pig all ready for a nice feast. Put it out on
With
the
the
table
corn.
with the maggots crawling all over it, and mom and dad there all dressed and primped
The
up and ready,
finest. Mm-hmm.
and Pearl all dressed up and ready for a wonderful dinner.
And then you hear a Lucy, I'm home.
And then Desi Arnaz walks in. Lucy, what have you done?
You've got some splaining to do.
It was a dark
Ricky.
episode.
That's when there's-
where's Lucy? I don't know, Ricky.
that was an unaired episode.
So this ending,
Perfect.
where he walks in,
The husband
she
walks in.
turns, and she says,
She didn't say anything.
"Oh, did she just smile?"
Yeah.
Well, hold on.
And then his look.
So he walks in, sees skeletons,
Well,
which were the mom and the dad,
yeah,
and then food rotted,
yeah.
And then the Pearl comes out with, I think, like a lemonade or something.
Yeah.
I was almost waiting for like the laugh track to kick in, and then like the tide, and then like the chime, and then like filmed in Hollywood.
It was, I don't know how it was in your theater, Frank, but for us, it was so uncomfortable.
Oh yeah, it was so quiet in the
Well,
theater.
now-
And
Well,
just
just
nervous
that-
laughter, too.
Yeah.
That shot of
same.
her.
Yeah.
That shot of her as the credits are rolling,
Yeah,
her
that's
just
why.
smiling. It's just hilariously. It's so awkward, but then you do start laughing. Even alone watching, I just started laughing because I was like, "This is so out there.
It's unhinged, but it's also like
It's-
somehow genius.
Yeah.
so
yeah.
dark." But my question is, so husband sees this situation and goes, "I'm on board.
Well, I mean, we
Sounds good to me. Let's you and I just make a life together."
Well, I mean, we see in X, it's like, and that's where you see the start of it. Like, she's always going, always cleaning up her messes. You know, it's.
And then in the letter he wrote to her in the beginning, it says, "Till death do us part." So
I think he probably really bought into the whole like,
Marriage.
old fashioned.
Yeah.
We're married. We're in this together.
we're sticking
thing.
through.
Dan,
Through
Thick and
and thin.
homicide.
Dan,
Oh.
no one's perfect.
Well, no one's perfect.
No
Ba-dum-bum, ba-da-dum. Yeah, wow. I guess I had more
And that was Pearl.
conflicting thoughts. Like,
What did you think?
I don't know. I was just
Final
like,
thoughts, Dan.
wow,
Wait,
this is so wild. You know, because he's like looking, but he's not like going. There was like his reaction was so
Blank.
You couldn't read it.
Yeah.
like it didn't say happy, sad, you crazy person. I'm lusting. Nothing. It was just this look,
was like,
which I thought was great, but it also made me go. And
I
like,
think-
if let's say there was no X,
Uh-huh.
let's say this is
I
Pearl
was
and
gonna
this is
ask
how
you,
it
yeah.
ends. What are we thinking at the end? I don't know if you could even. I don't know if you could end the movie like that without
you could,
X
but then I
existing.
feel like it's up to you to figure out if the husband stays or not.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Which I think he
I think it still
would.
plays.
Yeah, but I was gonna ask you guys: would you like it more, or would you like it the same, if you just saw Pearl first, or if Pearl was the only movie? Would you be like, "Oh, I enjoyed this"?
I think I may have liked it. I don't know if I could say I liked it more or less.
I
Just
would like-
'cause
I
feel like-
go ahead.
I feel like taking X out of the equation, if Pearl was the only movie, I would still like it.
Yeah.
Kind of. Loosely.
The way he looked
Put
at
that
him,
weapon down
up
right
and
now.
down.
Up and down.
Put that axe down.
that quick scan.
Because they're related, and the fact that they're related makes me kind of. I'll explain it more in my final thoughts, but it makes me like this movie more, knowing that they're part of the same series.
Right. So if you watch it alone, not knowing it was X, you would have liked it less.
Um,
That's what I was trying to
That's
ask.
a great question.
That's actually
I
really-
don't know if I can answer that question.
I can. I would have liked it less because for me, I feel like watching it through, it kind of makes sense in X why Pearl was so obsessed with the main girl, and it kind of made things more creepy.
more of a
for me.
companion.
Yeah.
But that's with you though watching X. Like if you didn't know that was ever gonna happen, so you didn't know what was gonna happen next, would you still enjoy?
I liked X more than Pearl, so if it was just X, I would have been happy with
Okay,
it.
there you go.
Oh, X stands on its own. You don't need Pearl.
Yeah, there's two
Yeah.
of them.
X stands on. No.
Shut the f-
X stands completely on its own. I mean, there's unexplained things, but there's unexplained things in all these
Yeah.
kind of
Right.
horror movies because you just happen to go to the wrong place,
Yeah.
and those people are crazy.
Are you going
So
right or
X,
left?
X is its own movie. I mean, we get into final thoughts, but I don't know that I can answer that movie. I can definitely tell you my opinion of this movie. But are we ready to do final thoughts?
I'm ready.
I'm ready. I'll start.
Great.
Okay, so
Oh, thank you. And Ken Sam, what did you think?
So to go in why I said I liked it better is I was really, 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 really hoping that this movie would not end with Pearl going on a rampage and just killing everyone and turning into a slasher at the end. I didn't want that because I feel like that's not who Pearl is. It's not part of her character. I enjoyed this movie because it was so different. That's why I really liked it. I feel like they're both companion pieces to each other, but you can watch one without watching the other. I mean, we'll see what happens when Maxine comes out.
And who is Maxine?
The main girl in the first one. There you go, Maxine.
There you go.
That's
Yeah.
her name.
We should have known.
Wasn't the main girl? She was. Wait.
The main girl in X was Maxine.
That's her
that played
name.
by
Oh, okay. Go.
Yeah.
Like I said, I feel like I enjoyed this one more than I liked X.
Wow.
I really liked the slow burn aspect to it. I really loved the monologue at the end. Seeing it my first time watching it, that's definitely the scene that stuck out to me the most, and what I just kept thinking about. I mean, I think maybe some people can like say, oh, well, like with the whole mother thing, you're just like drawing from like Carrie, which I don't think you are at all.
I never thought that.
No, that didn't cross my mind.
No, I'm sorry. I'm just thinking out loud now. But you know when I started saying,
I'm just
Okay,
making,
go,
I'm just
go,
making
fine.
stuff
It's
up. That's
fine,
all.
go.
no, it was just a thought I had. That's why I was
That's
saying.
fine. Go.
But no, like I said, I really liked this movie. I enjoyed it more than X. Those are my final thoughts,
And
Rating.
and I will give it a 4.2.
Wow.
Oh my, that's high. Do you remember what you gave X?
I think I maybe gave X a 4 or like a
Gotcha.
3.5. I will give it, I mean, it's the object we kept saying the whole movie because I brought it in early. I was going to say pigs. Rotting, moldy pigs.
Fuck you.
That was your object too?
Yeah.
Okay, let me switch mine up.
Mine was too, but I'll move. I have another one. I put two
will
options down.
do 4.2 chocolates, pieces of chocolate. That, remember Pearl went to the town to buy the chocolate, and then the mom was like,
You can keep-
don't get dinner now.
You can keep the pics. I have something else. It's fine.
You don't get
No,
dinner.
I got
I
another one.
slaved making dinner, and you weren't here to help. So good thing you got the chocolates because that's your dinner. You
Didn't you
don't
also
get to
get
eat.
high on like sipping morphine or something?
Yeah, her dad's medicine, right? Yeah. She did it
Let's
when
go
she was
talk
watching
about
the
all those
movie.
scenes now.
And so the first shot.
On the first day.
Go ahead, Dan.
I think I really liked this movie a lot. I thought the cinematography and the art direction and the story, I really thought it was really well done. I liked it better than X, but I liked it because I just liked the whole style of this movie.
Yes.
The way it looked and the whole flavor of the movie. I just thought it was really cool, but I also really liked it because I felt that there was a plot all the way to the end. My complaint about X, as I recall, was that it just sort of became, okay, now we're just killing everybody and we've just run out of plot. This did not do that. It continued. I mean, yes, she was killing people, but the plot continued and continued to develop all the way to the end, which I thought the ending was just wild. So I really liked that. I thought the performances were great. I thought, and again, the idea that they made this movie for $1 million blows my mind. This movie does not look like $1 million to me.
Looks like more.
If you told me they spent $10 million on this movie, I'd believe it. And I think maybe a part of it was just, again, and I don't know what things cost, but just the whole Technicolor look of it, that sort of, and just the
Film look.
music and just the camera work. I just thought it was so cool, and her performance was great. Everybody's performance was really good, but she's just phenomenal. So I'm going to give it 3.8 pitchforks out of 5.
Nice.
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 Very cool.
Yeah,
Straight to the point.
Yeah.
thank you.
It just came out and
Okay. I go.
you
Bye.
stay.
You know.
No following. Go ahead.
Like I said, I guess I'm the only one that's different. I liked X more than Pearl. It's not terrible. I don't think there's anything terrible about it. I just feel like I like the pacing of X more. With Pearl, I like slow burns, but for this one, it was slow, and I get it to show her isolation and all that. But if I were to rewatch one or the two, I would have watched X more than Pearl. But again, for that, I will give it. I gave X 3.95. I'm gonna give this one 3.4. Corn on the cob.
That's pretty good.
That is very good, but it's wrong.
And this
Please
is
tell
why.
me.
This is why Frank's
Frank,
gonna.
tell us why
Frank's-
Sam is wrong.
And tell us why both movies are
Because
horrible.
she's a woman.
I was gonna say that.
I know.
I am not. I am not part of this part of the podcast. I am not
You
here.
thought of it. You told
this
him.
is my automated message.
You told
I'm
him.
not here right
You
now.
were like, Sam's a woman.
Dan
Tell
and I
her.
are talking outside while all this is going on.
I don't know. You're right here next to me.
I
Go
don't
on.
mind if Frank mansplains it to Sam.
That's not what he said.
Foiled by a woman. I really like this. I like this more than X, which going into X, I didn't know about this, but after X, before Pearl, I didn't think I would. But I like the style of this movie, like Dan. I like the Technicolor look of it, how it feels like an old Hollywood movie.
Yeah.
The swelling music, and then it gets weird. And I like the weirdness too.
But the weirdness is so
monologue.
cool against that backdrop
Yeah.
of how the movie's made.
It makes it pop
It
even
just,
more.
Yeah, it makes you go, wow, this is weird.
This is weird. This is, yeah. But the acting is really good.
Yep.
I think it doesn't go out of its way to tell you, these people are good or bad. It's obvious that what Pearl is doing is bad, but it never, says, hey,
She's a bad person.
She's a bad person, or hey, she's right for doing this. It leaves everything kind of gray and lets you, come to the. I mean, I feel like everybody comes to the obvious conclusion of, hey, the mom was probably not cool, but Pearl's not. She's not handling this very
Yeah.
well.
I thought you were gonna say, everyone has their days where they just go off. And
Everybody has those days.
Everybody has those
oh boy,
days.
there we go,
Everybody
killing
makes
again.
mistakes. But all that said, there's something about the pace that's still, like, I think you could probably cut like 5 minutes and I'd be fine. It does feel a little longer than the 137.
37.
Yeah.
A little bit, just a tiny smidge.
Feels like 138.
It feels like 145, maybe 150 to me. But
But nothing like a 2:30.
no. What are you trying to say?
That she has to go to the dentist.
Yeah.
All that said, I would have to give this 4 salacious scarecrows out of 5.
And it
That's
was
good.
salacious, wasn't
That was
it?
good.
Never trust a scarecrow.
That's salacious.
When death is on the line.
And just talking about the acting again, it's not, at least for the movies that we have watched over the last year or so, it's not just a given that you're going to see really good acting in these kind of movies.
What?
A lot of times you
Sorry, repeat
see,
that?
What?
it's not given that you're going to see good acting in a lot of these movies. A lot of times it isn't good acting, and the writing isn't very good. And this movie, I think, really prevails on both levels. Definitely on the acting level,
What?
for sure. Well, instead of chopping all that, the acting in that is, go get me some cigarettes.
I thought you were going to go on for another 15 minutes on a monologue, but
No, that's okay. I'm good.
Dan's just gonna
Hey,
stare
this was
at you.
fun. This was great. I really enjoyed it. What movie are we going to see next week, Frank?
oh, you're going to hate it.
I can't wait. Is it less than 2 hours long?
Actually,
Uh-oh.
I think it's like 3.5.
Yow! Is it Endgame?
Huh?
It's 2 VHS
Are we doing
tapes.
Batman again?
No. Next week is Overlord.
Overlord!
How
Is
long
it
is that
over?
movie? Lord.
Like, what, an hour and a half?
About an hour
30?
50. I think
Is
it's
it
like an hour
long, you
50.
think?
It's
at
gonna feel
most.
like
It's
151.
definitely feels longer than 130, but not super long.
You're probably right. Well, that's exciting. That'll be fun. Overlord, that's a fun one.
The day you've been waiting for.
I know.
It's not here.
D-Day.
It's
Dan
next
Day.
I have to say, it kind of is the day I've been waiting for. I've been looking forward to seeing it, and I'm just killing time right now to see actually how long
It's
the movie is.
151.
Oh, I was
151.
almost.
Wow. Well, you got that whole D-Day thing going on. Yeah, you got to
Dan
add
Day.
another 20
Dan
minutes on that. All right, Overlord. Great.
Yeah.
Well,
Yeah.
No.
thanks for listening.
Listen
What
more.
did we say, Frank?
Wipe back to front, not front to back.
So long. Thanks
To
for the
avoid disease, yes.
Yes.
so long. So long. Thanks for the fish.
Please follow us,
Don't.
like
Tell your
us,
friends.
Maybe.
share us,
Don't.
Sure.
review us.
Mm.
Tell Look,
This is where I leave.
Look for our promo, which will be coming on soon.
It's gonna be up by the time this is out.
Share our promo.
I hope you enjoyed our promo and shared it with everyone.
Because we loved it. I don't know. Bye.
We had fun. Thank you. We'll talk to you next week on Strangers in the Alps.
It's your podcast.
It's like your podcast.
What is that?
I'm Dan.
Hi, Dan. I'm Travis.
Sam.
I'm a star.
And we are out.
I love
Canadian bacon. Ooh, she likes bacon. You like
I think
Canadian.
I
You two
just-
should get together.